Hey everybody, this is Leon, and today we're going to talk about XR fragments and accessibility. Basically, 3D and accessibility. So this is a very important topic because this whole XR space, the possibilities of XR, of WebXR in the browser, allows us to control our content in a completely different way. So traditionally, we were locked into a keyboard mouse paradigm, and I really feel that the XR the progress made in XR has enabled all kinds of different input devices, ranging from VR controllers, head controllers via VR headsets, hand detection, but also game controllers. Like now it seems that it's more likely that we can pick and choose in the future how we're going to control our content. And this is also great news because there are many types of different people. Some people have better sight, some people have worse sight, some people have better motorics, some of them not. So this all asks for a sort of universal way to control 3D content. So the first wave of VR content is not so accessible, I would say. Usually it's a game or an experience, and it's completely implemented, hard-coded with VR controller inputs or hand detection. And you cannot just switch them around because the whole game or experience is hard-coded to this controller. I think the new wave of applications, you can already see it, allow you to pick and choose how you want to control your 3D experiences. So XR Fragments, the demo viewer, now has a new accessibility button, which gives you access to all kinds of different features, power features, I would say. And I'm going to show you how this works. Let's go. All right, so here we have the XR Fragments website at xrfragment.org. You can just go there. I'm clicking the example browser, so it will basically launch the demo viewer in full screen. So here you can see, let me turn off the sound. Here you can see basically the 3D scene. What if you cannot see this 3D scene? Well, that's where the hamburger menu comes in. You only have to press it once, so you can also ask somebody to press it. But basically, if you press the accessibility button, it will basically light up, and you will see a message: accessibility mode has been activated, and you see a input chat here. This allows us to control the scene by text. You can also see an image of the Silver server. I want to sort of compare this to traveling with a spaceship to all kinds of other planets. On the other hand, if you look at Silver server is a Marvel character which doesn't it has no limitations. It has its own surfboard, and it can basically go wherever Silver server wants. So this is sort of a god mode, and like we don't know how he controls it, but we definitely know that he has control over all the variables. So here it says type help for help. I would also like to show you that, you know, just entering this question mark will also be enough. So here you can see that we're presented with all kinds of options. For example, we can enter a destination name to surf to this destination. We can look to the scene, we can go somewhere, and we can also, if we do left, right, or forward, it would basically move the camera. Which we can also do with the A, W, D, and S keys. But if this is not available, you can also just do it like this and automate it in a different way. You can also do things. You just have to prefix your action with do. And if you just enter do, you will see all the actions in the current scene. You can rotate the camera. Back and forward is basically the back and forward button of the browser. So this is really handy. So you can also execute XR fragments directly. So this is sort of God mode, silver server mode. You can actually, if you would want, you could actually teleport to, let's say, places where you cannot even stand normally. So now I'm teleporting to a place like we're floating in the air. So this is what I mean with silver server mode. I'm now going back because this is a bit, this is not what the experience wants. So I'm also want to show you that if you mouse over something, it also shows you what is being mouse overed. Sometimes it doesn't have an area description, and this is basically also a friendly reminder for 3D modelers to include area attributes into your 3D model. I will demonstrate this later in the video. But so if you really want to read these things, then you can mouse over. You can also set the font size a bit bigger if you would like to, because not everybody has the same vision. So let me go back, by the way, to this help screen. So we also have a text-to-speech engine, which is basically, right now, I think Firefox has the best support for this. And you can, this is also beta, but you can basically adjust various parameters of this text-to-speech engine. For example, the voice or the volume. Right now I'm on the Brave browser. It has 0 text-to-speech voices. I don't know why they left out this text-to-speech thing. I hope they will include it in the future. But this is basically how you can control things. Also about chattiness. This is something we're working on right now. Like it can become very chatty. This text-to-speech engine. It can report on everything, which is almost, you will have nightmares afterwards. So you definitely have to turn on and turn off some things which you want or not want to be reported to you. And in the future release, there will also be overrides. So for example, if you say look, which basically looks into the current scene, a current, this is a sub-scene in a 3D model, but it will basically give you a transcript of the scene via area descriptions. So if, the text-to-speech engine is telling this to you, then maybe you're not interested halfway and you basically want to do something else. You want to know what can I do here? So you enter do. And here you see a list of all kinds of actions. So you don't want to wait for this text-to-speech engine to, tell this whole story about the scene. Well, you're actually interested in the actions. So there is an override mechanism coming up, and I'm very excited about that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If we go back to the look command, it will basically tell you stuff about the scene in text, and it will also give you destinations. So here's his possible destinations in this area. Teleport button. It basically goes to scene 1, position scene 1. If I just enter this teleport button, then you will see that it basically teleports you to scene 1. This is a different scene, and we can also go back if we think, no, this is not cool. And then, we're back where we started. We can also go forward. As I said, these are basically the browser buttons in text. And what is really important to notice is that the look command only gives you contextual description of a scene. So this 3D model, this 3D file, which is called index.glb, it actually contains multiple areas. And so instead of giving you an incredible big story about all these area, when you write look, it only gives you contextual information. So if I press look right now, it gives me a different story. It gives me a story about this area, and it also gives me the possible destinations in this area. So I can go to somewhere else. There are some portals. There's even a portal to another 3D file. And this is in contrast to if I press go, portal to, this is how you would go to such a portal. If I do go without any argument, it will basically give me all possible destinations. So of all areas, this is not contextual. So if you want to have a quick overview of what kind of doorways are in this scene, then go without any argument gives you this command. But let's go back to this contextual description. Here it says portal to other GLB. So this, as you can see, there's a URL here. It's basically surfing you, teleporting you to a different 3D model file. And what it does now, you're in this other file. I can rotate left. I can press up to repeat this command, press enter again. So I can, rotate a bit faster. I can also go forward. I can go backward. So you can navigate through this without the mouse. You can also go back to the previous scene by just entering back. And these are just, this is just the beginning. There will be much more commands. And I think I'm now gonna show you how you can, first of all, design your 3D files in such a way that it's basically accessible. And the second way, I'm gonna show you how you can easily write a custom command yourself. This is more for developers, but both, I will promise you, is very, very easy. Okay, let's go. So I loaded up Blender. Yes. So this GLB, this index.glb 3D model has been loaded. We're looking at it right now, the start scene. And if you look closely, you can see a lot of these wires. And these wires, these dotted wires, means that all these objects are parented to a certain object. If I click on this object, let's click on it. Then you can see, oh wait, this is not the right one. Okay. Here you can see that start is selected, and that was exactly the starting scene. And if we scroll down here in the object properties, you can see here area description. You can see here that the description is actually starting with a verb. This is actually described in the spec of XR Fragment, that it's not, a hard spec or something, but people are really recommended by just starting the area description with a verb. And I will explain this right now, because if you don't do that, it's going to be very hard to create stories synthetically, to generate stories for a computer. If you enter the look command, I don't know, I just showed it before, then it will basically start with this. It will say the name of the scene, which is start, and then it will basically append the area description. So it will say start is the start, blah, 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 and it will basically explain the scene. What it will then do is it will basically look at all the children objects, all these dotted wires, and it will scan for area descriptions in those objects as well. And this is basically how this whole transcript is being generated. It is a contextual transcript because objects outside of this start node will not be included in the transcript. So this prevents any 3D client for generating too much content. So another thing to remember is that if you click here on this button, I'm selecting this button now. If I'm checking here, there's an href. So in the demo, when I did do, it will basically list actions and destinations as well if you enter go. But these are basically hrefs, and I would definitely recommend anyone to sort of add either a area label or an area description to this one, to these kind of href buttons, because then you can basically hint the user, like brings you, again, notice that I'm starting with a verb, brings you to scene 1. This kind of small helpers really makes it easier for the transcript engine to generate very nice sentences. This is basically it. Just add some area descriptions or area labels, and keep in mind, if you have multiple areas in one 3D file, like this scene has, then make sure you make use of this kind of parenting. These are those dotted lines. So that's that. And now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the browser. Where is it? Here is the browser. These commands, I'm going to show you how to make these commands. So basically just go to the website, go to the source code, and I will show you an example command. For example, if I go back, or I just go to also start scene. So if I do, it will basically show me the actions in here. Or wait, no, if I do go, I can see that there is, for example, teleport button, which was actually what we were just looking at, that teleport me down here button. So this teleport button, this is being performed by this command. This command is basically this one. If I go to src, then third, then JS, and then plugin, and then front end, and then chat command. So here we have various ones. Some of them contain multiple commands in one, but this href one is actually what you just saw. So it basically presents a help message if the user triggers the help screen, and here basically it's listening to the chat.input. Yeah, it's basically whenever you type something, it will basically process that, and here it just traverses the scene. It will check if there's a node which with an href and with a position and with the name of what you just entered, and then it will take you there by calling the navigator.to. This is very easy. This is also how the back command is implemented, and the forward. So it doesn't take a lot of code to extend this, or to you can even modify your own commands here. So I hope you enjoyed it. And again, this is very beta, so we're currently going to look at it with the Han University. Very excited about that, because this is a very, very important area to improve 3D content in general. This is really necessary if we want better interfaces to navigate our content and to sort of break away from this keyboard mouse paradigm. Very important. Hope you liked it. See you in the next video. Cheers.